What's going on YouTube? This your boy Tay, and I'm back with another one, man. This is the video that I promised you guys, and now it's time. So without further ado, we're gonna get straight into it. Let's go. So this is a topic that I've been hearing going around a lot lately, because it's really popular right now, and it has been for the last couple of years, to move to Atlanta. So I've been hearing a whole lot lately from a lot of different people that Atlanta is an overrated city. So today I wanted to kind of sit down and address that comment and ask the question, is Atlanta an overrated city? So if you watched my previous video, Life in Atlanta, Living in Atlanta, I kind of gave my 2-year update on how I felt about the city of Atlanta and my different perspective and aspects on different things. And this is going to kind of be a run-on of this. They're going to kind of counter each other a little bit at times, and I'm going to explain myself. So if I sound contradicting at some points, give me time to explain. So without further ado, man, the simple question, is Atlanta an overrated city? And my simple answer to that simple question is no, Atlanta is not overrated in any type of way, shape, or form. Just like any city in America, Atlanta has its positives and it has its negatives. That's anywhere that you go in the world. But I can say, for one, I've lived in 3 different states in the U.S. I've lived in North Carolina, I lived in Indiana, and now I live in Georgia. I can say that Atlanta is by far the most diverse place that I've ever lived. And I started noticing when I started working for Coca-Cola, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd encounter so many people on a daily basis. Like, people come from Brazil, people come from Venezuela, people come from Argentina and Chile, and Africa, Jamaica. Like, I've encountered so many different people from other countries, like, and they'll be like, yeah, they just moved here to Atlanta, you know, they can barely speak, you know, the American English language. And, you know, it's just crazy that I get to meet and interact with these people from countries that I've never been to. And these are people from other countries that I definitely would have never met living in Indiana, and probably wouldn't have met living in North Carolina either. So Atlanta can be a very diverse place. And even going to Georgia State University, like, you encounter a lot of people from the Asian culture, people from Asia, different parts. It's just a really diverse place. And like I said in the previous video, I talked about how segregated Atlanta was, and it can be, it is. Like, that didn't change. South Atlanta, East Atlanta, West Atlanta, anything south of downtown Atlanta is still going to be majority black. That is true. Anything north of, like, well, not even really north, like the Buckhead line and up, anything from where Buckhead is and up is going to be majority white. But that middle, that in-between crowd of those two areas, you're going to find an incredible diversity that you've never really seen before, or that, well, I never have. So I would definitely say diversity is a plus in the city of Atlanta. Now, this one may sound a little contradicting if you watch my last video, which I'm going to link below, but the cost of living in Atlanta, it is expensive. It's expensive if you're from, like me, North Carolina, where you can get a 2-bedroom apartment for $900 a month. It is expensive here. But if we're comparing it to the places that it's equivalent to, like a Los Angeles, or like a New York, or like a Chicago, the affordability here is amazing for what you truly get. You get a mega city NBA team, baseball team, which is really good, NFL team, brand new NFL stadium that was just built a couple years ago. You have all kinds of festivals and different things that go on throughout the year. Different artists come and perform in Centennial Park. All these different places, like the Georgia World Congress Center, CNN Center, the Turner Sports, where they Kenny and Shaq and them perform NBA and TNT, whatever they be doing. Like, all that is here, and it's all places that you can go and visit. You can go and tour. Like, truly, what you get for the cost of living is not that bad. True indeed, it's expensive when you're like me and you come from these smaller states and these smaller cities, where you can get 3-bedroom apartments for the price of a studio apartment here. True indeed. You know, it's something you gotta adjust to. And, you know, you realize, like, man, it's expensive, but let's compare it to the cost of living in Los Angeles. Let's compare it to the cost of living in New York. You know what I'm saying? People move here from those places because it is so much cheaper and you get pretty much everything they got. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta is a growing city. It's huge. And, yeah, so Like, it's expensive, but for what you get, it's actually very affordable. Now, just like all cities that have great things, they also have bad things. Atlanta is no exception to that rule. One of the biggest things that I see here that it took me a while to adjust to, and I still fully haven't, is the homelessness issue here in Atlanta. Like, it's really bad. Like, and this cold season right now is November, so it's starting to get a little cold outside, and you just see thousands of people a day that are homeless. Like, they sleep under the bridges, they sleep in tunnels, like they sleep dead on in the middle, like not the middle of the street, but like on the sidewalk on the streets. Like, they'll have blankets and sleeping bags, and it's just thousands of people. Like, homelessness in Atlanta is a huge problem, and it seems like people here, maybe because they're used to it, or maybe because they just see it every day, but it's like they're used to it. Like, they just walk past them daily like they're invisible. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't even acknowledge the homeless down here. It's kind of crazy. You know, it's like, I feel bad for them in a sense, but you can't help every single homeless person in the city of Atlanta, because you'll go broke trying to do that. But I just wish that there was some way that you could help those people get out of those situations. Like, I'm talking about, bro, they dead be sleeping under bridges, man. Like, and it's such a sad sight to see, but, you know, one man really, I've always said this slogan, like, one man cannot change the world. Like, one man can help inspire to change the world, but one man by himself cannot change the world. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Like, because I've seen it. I've even tried. Like, if I see homeless people, I try to give $1, $2, $3 if I got it on me. Like, keep in mind, nigga, I'm a broke college student, so, you know what I'm saying, I don't got but so much on me. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I see, you know, somebody, and they'll ask you, like, you'll be at a stop sign or a stoplight, you know what I'm saying, they'll have their signs, like, they real aggressive down here. Like, they'll walk up to your car, like, look in the window, like, with the sign, like, and look at you, like, and a lot of people, like, will just sit in their car and just look forward and not even acknowledge them. Like, it's really crazy. So that's definitely a con to living here. Another con of living in Atlanta is the traffic in the city. It doesn't matter what day it is, what time of day it is, traffic is always going to be bad, no matter what. It's not really anything that you can do to avoid it. Other than the large amount of people that live here, I can't really understand what causes it to be so bad. But when I tell you it's horrible, man, like, you'll have 10 miles to go, and that may take you an hour and a half to go 10 miles some days. Like, it's really bad. And also, it's very aggressive and dangerous drivers down here. Like, going on highways, bro, I swear to God, like, the speed limit is not a thing. Like, people will go 90 and a 60 past a cop and not get a ticket. Like, speeding is really, like, not a thing. Like, you'll see it so common. Like, if the speed limit on the highway is 65 and you're going 65, you're gonna have people pushing you down the highway, or you're literally gonna have people zooming past you, like, one after another after another after another. Like, it's really crazy. Like, speeding down here is horrible. Traffic down here is horrible. Going back to a pro of living here is, like, the vast amount of restaurants and different things that you can do as far as nightlife and going out on the weekends. Like, let's start with food. Like, there's so many restaurants here, it's crazy. Like, I know where I'm from, you got about 4 options in your area, 5 options in your area, like, without going 10 miles to get some food. Like, but here, in a 10-mile radius, man, you gonna have 30, 35 restaurants that you can choose from. Like, you gonna have about 10, 15 sit downs. You're gonna have about 10, 15 drive-throughs. You're gonna have a couple of like, what do they call it? Like, when there's like one specific location and they're not like a chain, like a franchise, you know what I'm saying? Like, just one. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, they have some of them. Like, it's just so many different options for food and different places you can eat. Like, that is definitely a pro of living here, as well as the nightlife. Like, if you want to go out on your weekend, have a good time, have some drinks with some friends or whatever, it is 1,000 nightclubs that you can go to in Atlanta and surrounding areas of Atlanta. Like, literally hundreds, thousands. Like, there's never not something going on down here. Like, there's always an event, there's always a party, there's always something, and you get plugged in by going to the colleges down here. Spelman, Clark, Morehouse, Georgia State, won't really mess with Georgia Tech too much. You know, they kind of got a different demographic than the rest of us. But Georgia Tech too, you know, they downtown, but their demographic is a little different. But it's always something to do. It's always something going on, and I feel like it's something that can't be underestimated. Like it's lit down here for real. Also, something that just came to me. People can also be a con here, because you know a lot of people are just self-centered and stuck up, you know, overly confident for some reason here. But I feel like that's an experience of like what you make it, because like you don't have to be around those people, and you definitely don't have to like hang out with those people. Like that's what you make it. Like I don't surround myself with those type of people, because that's not the type of energy I want to be around. But it can be a con here. Like you'll run into a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, like their whole life is fake, their whole image is fake. They putting on this front on Instagram trying to be this person that they really not. They working at Chick-fil-A, but they wearing Louis Vuitton and they got Balenciaga shoes, like, but they live at home with their mom. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of people that's like that here. They'll spend their whole checks on the brand new Mercedes Benz, all the fly clothes, all the fly shoes, flexing on Instagram with all this stuff, but they return their clothes after they take the photo shoots. Like, don't let these people fool you in Atlanta, man. Like, a lot of these people really are not living the way they're portraying it to be. It's really becoming like Hollywood. Like, it's fake. Everything here is almost a persona. Like, people are putting on this fake image of what they're not. So, please don't be fooled, and please don't show these types of people the attention that they want. Because all they want is likes on Instagram and followers. That's all they care about. And they're willing to put on this fake image and persona while working at Chick-fil-A or working at Cookout, you know, saying that they live in a certain way, and they're not. So please don't fall for it, and please do not give these people the attention they want. So the last thing I want to touch on, which is a con or a negative to living in Atlanta, I touched on it in my last Atlanta video, is the homosexual scene. It's a con here because it's so open, it's so prevalent, it's accepted here. Alright, like I still haven't gotten used to it myself. You know what I'm saying? It's something I probably won't ever get used to, how open it is here and how accepting it is in the city of Atlanta. I don't know about the rest of Georgia, but I'm talking about the city of Atlanta. But I feel like that comes as well with any big city. Like the homosexual scene in Los Angeles is big. You know what I'm saying? They say all of Hollywood is gay. So it's like, that's another thing. It's like, if you stay out the way, if you're not around that crowd or you're not around those types of people, like the gay people, believe it or not, they have their own communities. They got their own pockets. They got their own little clubs and their own little neighborhoods. If you don't go over there, you truly don't encounter them like that. Unless you're going out places like the mall, you know what I'm saying? You might see them, but that's their business. You stay over here, they stay over there. It's like we keep it pushing. Like, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you can't let that ruin your experience living in a beautiful, affordable city for what you get. You know what I'm saying? So that's really like all that I got. So I go back to the question at the beginning of the video, is Atlanta an overrated city? I would have to say no. It's still not an overrated city, because what you truly get, it outweighs the cons of the city. Like, yes, it's bad. Yes, it's homelessness. Yes, Atlanta is the #1 leader in AIDS in the country. So you better watch what you're doing and who you're doing it with. Yes, traffic is bad. But when I look at the total package of everything that you get, the opportunities that are really here for you if you explore out and venture and meet new people and work this job, meet this person, meet this manager, meet that associate manager. Like, it's no telling how high you can go up on the hierarchy charts at a job or even in entertainment, you know, in YouTube. Like, you just never know who you're going to run into down here. So I definitely say that the pros outweigh the cons in this situation. Stay out the way, stay low key, man. Don't be too friendly with a lot of these niggas out here. And that's like, don't be too friendly with none of these niggas, bro. Because a lot of these niggas got fake personas, they're living fake lives, and they're just not who they say they are. So you gotta be on the lookout for that. And like I slightly touched on earlier, it's hard to call a city overrated when you have to realize that all these other cities have the same issues. Like, so when I look at it like that, bro, it's like all of these cons, they're everywhere. There's homelessness in New York. There's homelessness in Miami. There's homelessness in Los Angeles. Like, all of these issues are worldwide, bro, or United States wide, at least in every big city. So I can't look at it and say, oh no, Atlanta's overrated because they got this, they got this, they got this. Atlanta don't have nothing that every other city in America don't have wrong with it. There's crime in Atlanta. There's crime in New Mexico. There's crime in North Dakota. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everywhere. You can't really escape these problems. You just have to learn to deal with it, stay out the way, and get your paper, get your bread, and just continue to do you. And I know this has probably been a long video. I'm not sure how long I've been recording, but that's really all I got, man. So I appreciate y'all for making it this far and rocking with your boy. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. I got the new page. I'm going to link all that in the bio below. And that's all I got, man. So until next time, peace.